Namaste. Welcome. Hi, I'm Gayatri. And I'm going to show you today a yoga practice to open your heart. So we tend so often to kind of round or hunch forward. So that constricts the muscles in the chest, stretches the back. We get neck and upper back pain. That's just one thing that can happen. And so this routine is going to help you to open, stretch all of that. And these are restorative poses, so they're really relaxing. We're going to be using props, and I just want to mention a word about that. So I've got yoga bolsters here. You don't need to have official yoga bolsters. You could just use cushions from a couch or a bed. Those are going to be a little more squishy usually, so you might need a few of them, but you can approximate. You just need something to support your body. And they've also got blocks here, and you could use anything that's sturdy that can support you. So you could use like a pile of books or shoe boxes, that kind of thing. All right, so we're gonna get started in the first pose. We're doing 3 poses today. And the first pose, we're gonna need 2 bolsters or something equivalent. And the first one's gonna go under the back, and it's gonna be across the mat like this. So thick enough to cover the whole back. And the second one goes under the knees. So just gonna get into this pose, putting the knees over the first one and then going over the back. Now, for some people, depending on what you have under your back, you might want something to raise your head up on. So that could be more cushions or blocks or whatever you have. And we want to have the body in this kind of a V shape. Okay, so we're supported under the back, we're supported under the legs, the feet are up. The head can be up or down depending on what's comfortable, and we have the arms out at shoulder level with the palms up. And then start just noticing where you're feeling support. So where you're feeling the contact of your body with what's underneath you. So depending on how tight you are right now, you might be feeling more or less relaxed. Just notice, where are the areas where some tightness might be coming up. And your tendency can be to clench into that tightness and even increase it more, but instead I want you to try to surrender to it. So notice where you're feeling some tightness. Like I'm feeling this in my middle back a little bit. So I'm going to breathe into that spot. So inhale. Imagine the breath going there wherever you're feeling tension. And then on the exhale, I'm going to think about that tension going away. We'll continue that for a few breaths. And you could do this for one spot or move your attention around your body. And just a few more breaths. And now check in with your pose again, with your body positioning. So when we hold restorative poses, sometimes as we're shifting into them, we want to shift position. So for example, I'm feeling still a little tension in the middle back, and I'm going to take my feet apart. So that's one thing you could do if there's tension in the lower back. Separating the feet, separating the legs can help that area to open. And I feel my shoulders going back now more, so I'm going to take the block out from under my head. And I'm just going to shift deeper into this pose. So feeling more relaxation. Continuing with the deep breathing. It's always important, especially in these relaxing poses, that we continue breathing deeply, because when the breath becomes shallow, usually we're introducing tension in the body. So if you notice though that your breath is moving, becoming more tense, it might also mean that you need to adjust your body. So pay attention to that. And think here about the heart opening. So breathing in and expanding the chest and abdomen. Breathing out, letting the shoulders drop back to open the heart even more. If you were used to really rounding forward a lot, you may even feel some pain or tension arising. Of course, if it's a lot of pain, that means you should come out of the pose or modify. But if it's just something that feels like a release, you can breathe into it and try to let it go. Just a few more breaths. And go ahead and just gently sit up. And just take a moment sitting up. Take a couple of breaths. Again, relaxing anywhere that there's tension. And you can take a forward fold if that feels good. Keeping the legs on your support is a way to make this forward fold a little softer. A few breaths. Let your upper body relax. Go ahead and sit up and we'll get ready for our second restorative pose. So this is one where you might need a different level of support in the back, and I'll show you. So we're going to come into a hero pose, so kneeling and either sitting between your feet, or if that's not accessible, if there's some tightness in the hamstrings, you can sit on top of something else, some cushions, or putting something like a bolster on the calves, sitting on that. Okay, so giving yourself a seat, and then giving yourself a structure to lean back on. So I'm going to make this with my two bolsters stacked against each other. But if you need more height, you could put extra cushioning there. You can even do this if you need a lot of height with the bolster leaning against a chair or a couch. So it just depends on your level of flexibility. We're going to get into that hero pose and lean back on the support that we have behind us. And rest your hands by your sides. You can turn your palms up, tuck your shoulder blades in, and come back to your deep breathing. So again, here we're opening the front of the body. This opening is not quite as intense. I'm just trying to relax into it and breathe. Again, notice where your body resists, where there's tension. Send your breath there. Try to let it release. Can you drop your shoulders? Can you tuck your shoulder blades in? Can you breathe a little more deeply? Curious about what's happening in your body. Be curious about where you can let go even more. Without forcing the breath, just allow it to be deep. Allow it to be gentle. See where you feel the most relaxed in your body. And think about that relaxation spreading out through your whole body as if it were like ripples on the surface of water. Breathe into your belly, your rib cage, your chest. Breathe out your chest, your rib cage, your belly. And we'll do that twice more. And now just breathe normally. Continue observing yourself, observing your body, observing your mind. And slowly push yourself up off of your palms. Bringing the legs forward. We're going to do one more pose, also a back bend. So moving the bolsters out of the way. And we're going to use blocks now or something equivalent. So something that's going to be sturdy. You could even use like cans, metal cans, but you'd want to put some cushioning on them as well. Something kind of solid here. So I'm going to place these blocks at the end of the mat with a little space between them. One is going to go under the head and one is going to go under the upper back. Your upper back block could be horizontal like this, or you could turn it vertical. You can try both ways and see what you like better. Also, we can make this a little bit lower if that height is too intense. So you don't necessarily need this level of height. It just depends on what feels good to you. This is going to be more intense, and then the lower height is going to be a little more gentle. So you're making like a T with some space between it. So you're going to lie down, and your first block goes between the shoulder blades and the second block goes under the head. And then just lying back with your hands by your sides, your palms turned up. We can have the legs straight here. Or if it feels better to you, you can also do a diamond pose with your feet together, knees out. This is a more intense stretch for the hips. And you could do the opposite with the feet out to the edges of the mat and knees together in the center. I'm just going to keep my legs straight here. Hands by your sides, palms turned up. And go back to your awareness of your breath. So make sure that the block's not digging in anywhere uncomfortably. You can move up or down as needed. Make sure that you feel supported. And coming back to that awareness of your breath, going in and out through your nose. Feel your body soften, your muscles relax. Notice what's happening with your face and your head. So often we hold tension in the face, and we can actually release other areas in the body just by releasing our face. So letting your jaw drop, letting your tongue drop away from the roof of your mouth. Relax all the muscles around the ears, the shoulders, the top of the head, the temples, all around the face and head. Relaxing deeply. And coming into this 3-part breath, so breathing into your belly, your rib cage, your upper chest, and breathe out, chest, the rib cage and the belly. Do that 3 or 4 more times. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale from your mouth. And again, breathe in through your nose. Exhale from your mouth. You can just roll off of your props. We're going to roll onto the side so you can bring an arm up underneath your head. Bend your knees, stack your legs on top of each other. Just rest on your side. Observe your body, observe your mind. Just notice anything that's shifted, anything that's changed. And come up to a seated position. So these heart opening poses can be a little bit exhilarating sometimes. So if you feel like a little stimulated and you want to calm down, we can do a forward bend. So you come to a cross-legged position. You may or may not need something in front of you depending on your flexibility, but we're going to come into a forward bend. So just taking your head down, and you can rest it on something like a block, or if you are flexible enough, rest it on your hands or on the floor. Just coming into that forward bend, and then relax. Relax the shoulders, the neck. Breathe deep. Go ahead and sit up, and you can do the other side just to balance out. So switch and bring the opposite leg in front. And again, come into your forward bend. Rest your head and relax. Breathe deep, let the shoulders drop, relax the arms and the hands. Go ahead and sit up. So I hope that that was helpful, helped you relax, feel having an open heart, and ready for a really nice rest. Thank you so much for joining, and if you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel and give it a thumbs up. Thank you.